Y'all may be seated. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Sports Hall of Fame Selection Committee, it is my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to the 44th Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It is great to see everybody once again, after what we all been through for the last year and a half. At this time, as we recognize the Sports Hall of Famers who are with us this morning, let us give the 20 plus, 25 plus that are with us this morning, let's give them a round of applause, please. And of course, I would be remiss, those Sports Hall of Famers who we have lost over the last year or so, and I would be remiss not to remember the following people in a moment of silence. They were Walt Cornwell, Norman Punch, Joe Murphy, Pappy Hamilton, Tom Brown, and Mac McDonald. Thank you. At this time, please welcome University Pastor Todd Cutter, who will perform this morning's invocation. Let us pray. Holy, gracious, and loving God, we give you thanks for this university, for this new day, and for this time to gather and celebrate. You have given each of us different gifts and talents, and you summon us to use those gifts in faithful love and service to you and our neighbors. Today, we especially give you thanks for those gifted with athletic ability, and for the many ways they use their skills while on campus. We rejoice in the camaraderie built among teammates, and the ways they helped encourage enthusiasm and school spirit. As they are honored with induction into the Hall of Fame, we pray that you will bless Amber, Brittany, Smith, Jeff, and Crystal. Thank you for their work and witness. Continue to watch over each of them, and indeed all of us, and send us forth from this place in peace, strengthening our love for one another, and for this, our beloved alma mater. All these things we ask in your holy name. Amen. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Vice President of Athletics, Ms. Kim Pate, who has this morning's opening remarks.
Well, welcome to all our alumni, current and former faculty, staff, students, and friends of the university. A huge warm welcome back to all our current Hall of Fame members, and my personal congratulations to this very distinct and accomplished class of inductees. I want to express my personal appreciation for your patience. Obviously, we would have loved to have celebrated you last year, but the conditions were not quite ideal. Ideally, we wanted to be able to come together as an LR athletics family and our extended family and just celebrate everything that you've accomplished during your time here and beyond. And we couldn't quite do that the way that you deserved last year, so thank you for your patience. The Lenoir-Rhyne Sports Hall of Fame is held and reserved as the highest athletics recognition bestowed by the university. And today we are pleased to celebrate the induction of 5 new members into this distinct class of honorees. But before we get started with the ceremony, I have to take this moment to recognize and thank the members of our Hall of Fame committee for their dedication and service, along with those who have played a key role in planning for this special event. I'd also like to express my appreciation to Juju Phillips, our long-standing MC and unofficial historian of Bears athletics. Juju has dedicated incredible amounts of time, effort, energy, and passion to really position Lenoir-Rhyne Sports Hall of Fame as one of the most esteemed recognitions for our athletic department. So Juju, thank you. Let's give him a round of applause.
You know, over the years, we've heard the inductees stand either up here or doing interviews, and they've described what LR has meant to them through the years. The foundation that was built, the seeds that were planted, and the impact this place has had on them in their lives looking back. But I think most importantly, they've shared their memories and opened up their hearts about the relationships that were formed here and fostered here, that served them in their pursuit of either their life's work or in some cases, how LR helped to impact and shape their adult lives. This morning we recognize and honor this new class. We're excited that their families, their teammates, their friends and coaches are here to share that honor. This new class will become a part of an exclusive fraternity now, just over 150 members into this school's Hall of Fame. This year's class is a group of talented individuals who did leave their mark in many different sports, be it as record breakers or standard bearers, and major players and contributors to championship-winning teams. But I think most importantly, this year's class honored Lenoir-Rhyne University through their accomplishments and contributions. So with that, let us begin this morning, and if you will, please take a look at the screens up above.
First up is Brittany Cherry from softball. Cherry becomes a Hall of Famer in her first year of eligibility after leading LR to the NCAA tournament in each of her 4 years. Cherry is LR's all-time leader in at-bats with 758, ranks second in hits with 268, and is tied for the program lead with 62 doubles. Cherry was an all-conference performer in 3 of her 4 seasons with 2 first-team selections. Additionally, Cherry was named All-Region twice, and her 171 career runs place her 4th in LR history. Cherry helped LR to 3 SAC regular season championships, 2 SAC conference tournament championships, and was part of the winningest season in team history when the 2010 squad went 53-9. During that 2010 season, Cherry led LR to its first ever NCAA Super Regional appearance. She also owns the all-time NCAA Division II single-game record for most runs scored in a tournament game with 5 against Augusta in 2010.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you for induction into the LR Sports Hall of Fame, Brittany Cherry. Brittany, what does it mean as you talk about and we look back at your career, what does it mean to come into the LR Sports Hall of Fame?
Well, for me, it's always been a dream come true. It's, as an athlete, it's what you strive to, to do, and to be the best of the best. And I was so gracious to hold the record, or hold some of the records for, at least a 10-year decade mark.
What are, as you look out over the crowd, who are some of the important people that helped you either in your career to get to this point, in your LR career?
Well, for me, it's my mom, my dad, and my brother for being drugged to all the softball on the weekends. Also, my high school coach, Driggers, she definitely was very stern and very, I don't really know the word for it. She helped me prepare for Coach Sheena Holler when it came to, as far as like disciplining and everything like that.
Memories? What are some memories that stick out to you in your LR career?
Memories for me is probably going to be, just the companionship with the girls. Also, for me, it's running out on the tarp in the middle of the rain because we couldn't drag the tarp out on the field fast enough. So I just ran and slid on it. And everybody looked at Coach like, is she going to get us in trouble? And then they all went for it. So that's kind of, if I left a mark on that, I think Coach Holler would probably say it was, I tested her patience. I gave her a lot of gray hairs, but overall, she loved me, I hope, as a player.
We've heard people up here talk about their story and how they came to LR. Do you have a specific story and how you wound up here?
I think for me, I was born and raised in Myrtle Beach, so I had the beach most of my life. It was a nice change to have some mountains, aka foothills, for me to enjoy in the temperature and a little bit of snow. That was also a big impact for me.
So as you wrap things up, some important people, some of your teammates, you've been able to keep in touch with some of your teammates and some of the teams that you played on?
I kept in touch with some of the other teammates. it's kind of hard because it's been a 10-year, decade mark between us and graduation. But I would say we definitely keep in touch from time to time and just check in with each other. I know that if I ever needed any of them, I feel like they would always be there for me.
In her first year of eligibility, Brittany Cherry becomes a Lenoir-Rhyne Sports Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, give her a hand. Please take a look at the screen, our second Sports Hall of Famer who made her mark in only 2 years on the hardwoods here at LR.
Our next honoree was supposed to be inducted in 2019, but due to the cancellation of the ceremony, she'll go in with the 2020 class. Crystal Clary only played 2 seasons on the hardwood for LR, and she left her mark in a big way. She holds the school record in rebounds per game with 11.6, and she led all of NCAA Division II in rebounding in the 2003-2004 season. She also averaged 18.8 points per game, which is 3rd in school history. Clary led the conference in points, rebounds, blocks, and steals in each of her 2 seasons. She also holds the team record for career field goal percentage at 61.9. In only 2 seasons, she scored 1,055 points, which is 16th most in program history. She is 4th in school history with 91 career blocks, and her 357 rebounds and 65.6 field goal percentage in that 2003-2004 season still stands as program records. In that historic 03-04 season, she was named All-Conference, All-Region, and All-American, in addition to leading the Bears to a SAC championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you for induction, Crystal Clary. Okay, try to put into words, what does it mean for you to come in to the Sports Hall of Fame?
It actually means a lot to me. I never thought that I would be in the Hall of Fame. I just knew that I would go out there and give it my heart, all my hard work and hard dedication and everything, because I came here after my daughter was born, after 1 month, so I said I have to be dedicated to what I do, passionate about what I do, and I thank God for just allowing that to show through me.
Why did you transferred from, I think, Campbell University. Why did you decide to come to LR?
Ultimately, the reason I decided to come to LR is Karen Barefoot, actually. I followed her all through my life, actually, growing up. And I remember saying to her, I want to play for you one day. And I was never given the opportunity because I was recruited high. But when she came here and she said, Crystal, this is the opportunity. My parents said yes, I said yes, and here I am.
You were part of the first, I believe, championship, South Atlantic Conference championship team for women's basketball in the NCAA era in school history. What does that mean to you? And maybe talk about that team specifically and how good they were.
Oh my goodness, we were so close, and I think that's what made us so special. My teammate now here, Maya Brady, Hall of Famer of 2013, she led the way as a great point guard. We all pulled together, we believed in one another, we ran around Hickory, we did bunch of stuff, we did everything we needed to do to become a team that could get that honor.
Who influenced you when you were here? Who were your biggest, either mentors or people that influenced you in your career?
Mr. Juju, I had so many, so respectful, but I had so many. I'm gonna name Karen Hoyle, who was the student athletic assistant administrator, Karen Barefoot, my professor, my sociology professor, Madeline, she always encouraged me. Also, I had Coach Lentz, had Coach Holler, had Coach Stark. It was so many people. I can't just name one, but they all believed in me and they all encouraged me. I grew up here while at this school. It matured me, so I can't just choose one person. I think the whole community, the school, they all were my influencers to do better, make myself better.
We're glad you're in the Hall of Fame. I know it's been a year or so late. Couldn't be with us back in 2019, but you're glad with us. We're glad that you're with us this morning. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Clary, Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the screen once again, our third Sports Hall of Famer in her first year of eligibility, and she left her mark in not one but two sports. Take a look.
Next up is the only two-sport athlete in this year's class. Amber Holt starred on both the basketball court and the soccer field in her time at LR. On the hardwood, Holt ranks 6th in LR history with 1,502 career points. Showing her versatility, she also ranks 4th in team history with 409 career assists and is tied for 4th with 136 made three-pointers. Holt owns the career record for most points scored in an NCAA tournament game with 39, and was named first-team All-Conference 3 times and second-team All-SAC once. On the pitch, Holt was just as accomplished. In 2007, Holt was named first-team All-Conference and second-team All-Region. As a senior, Holt was once again named first-team All-Conference and second-team All-Region. She led the Bears in goals with 9 and points with 23 in 2010. During that 2010 season, the Bears would go 19-2-2 and set the program record for most wins and the highest winning percentage in school history. LR would claim SAC regular season and conference tournament titles that year and advanced to the NCAA Division II National Quarterfinals, where they fell in penalty kicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, LR Hall of Famer Amber Holt Collier. Amber, congratulations. I guess first off, folks here want to know, and it's only been, 10 or 11 years, how difficult was it to play two sports in this day and time?
Ooh, okay, so my sophomore year, I played both. That was a lot. I think more so from the aspect of like mentally preparing, going straight from one to the other. My sophomore year soccer, we didn't win a lot, which that's very difficult. I like to win. And so that was a lot. And then going straight into basketball, longest season of a sport. It was a lot, but I mean, worth it. I'm glad I just did basketball for junior and senior, and then my 5th year soccer was phenomenal. It was an awesome experience, but 2 was a lot.
I talked to Coach Starkey beforehand, and I mean, you came here first and foremost as a basketball player, right? Tell us about the story, how you came to LR.
My recruiting process was different. A lot of stuff going on, but I'm a homebody. I didn't want to be far from home. I'm from Huntersville area, so it was right at an hour and a half. Coach Starkey's smooth talker comes in and just, lays it out there. I think my freshman year we had 10 freshmen, and Denise Moore was a sophomore transfer, and we started 4 freshmen and a sophomore. So he's just smooth talking, close to home, which I liked, and knew kind of an immediate impact. I could come in and hopefully get some minutes right away. So,
how important was it, and what are your memories of playing on championship winning teams?
One of the biggest things I remember wasn't necessarily like the actual win, which is of course cutting down nets, always a goal, you want to do that, but the way the community rallied around our team my junior year, we ended up first in the region, which means we get to host regionals. The school had to change so many things, like in our gym, obviously a lot more coming down the line, seeing pictures of it, but like shot clocks up on the wall, like a lot of changes had to be made that they made happen so that we could host. The community, oh my gosh, I haven't seen Schubert that packed I don't know when. We had to sit on the opposite side, which was weird, but just community outreach that just happened whenever we won. And then, of course, I mean, cutting down a net's pretty spectacular. With soccer, going to the Elite Eight was something that was, it was just, you can't describe it. It was just fun, winning games. Former player I played with, one of my best friends, she was with us last night, and she came in for today, and we were talking about the Columbus State game, whenever it put us into the Elite Eight, and just how it happened, just the little things you remember, a shot, goal, bang, game, and you're moving on. So it's just fun to remember all those things.
I don't want to let this interview end before you need to thank some people, I'm sure, for being here. Go ahead and do that. Who are some people that really influenced you while you were here?
Well, first of all, my family, I don't think they missed a single game, my grandmother included. They got an RV, they came to every game I played in, didn't miss one. There was one game we were at Carson Newman, and they were late, and I remember thinking, oh gosh, what's happening? But they didn't miss a single game. Their biggest support. Coach Sharpe, obviously, I don't know if I'd be sitting here if I played point guard my whole life, and when I came here, it moved me to the 2. Kind of gave me a green light to just score, I guess, as much as I wanted to. But so that was big, and then just friends, family, everybody that was kind of around the whole thing, just kind of helped pushing to be better. Teammates, coaches, training staff. Flick was amazing, keep you healthy. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand to Hall of Famer Amber Holt Collier. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the screen once again, our 4th inductee into the Hall of Fame, played 3 years here at LR, record-breaking basketball player, part of one of the best backcourts in LR basketball history.
Next up is Jeff Haddock from men's basketball. Haddock ranks 14th on the all-time scoring list at Lenoir-Rhyne as he finished his career with over 1,400 points in his 3 seasons. Haddock's 16.1 career points per game ranks 5th in program history, and his 373 career assists place him 6th. Haddock also ranks in the top 10 in career three-pointers made and career three-point percentage. During his senior season, Haddock poured in 21.1 points per game, which is the 7th highest single-season total in LR history. Haddock also holds the single-game record for steals with 7 and was twice named an all-conference performer. The Bears won 60 games in Haddock's 3 years, and he helped LR to back-to-back SAC tournament championships in the 1991-92 and 1992-93 seasons. Haddock was part of the 1993 team that went to the Elite Eight in the national tournament. The 25-7 record by Haddock's Bears in 1992-93 represents the second most victories in a single season in program history.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give for you induction into the Hall of Fame, Mr. Jeff Haddock. In my remarks, part of one of the best backcourts, not the best backcourt. I think there's some people may want to argue with that, your coach and recent Hall of Famer, but talk about what it means for you to come into the LR Sports Hall of Fame, and 2, how in the heck did you come from New Jersey to Hickory, North Carolina?
First question, how does it feel? I think it's like with my marriage, birth of my kids, this is something that is like epic. It's a great moment. Humbling, very humbling. Second question, how did I get here from New Jersey? For those that know me, I transferred in from University of Delaware, and I got off to a rocky start. And sight unseen, I came to Lenoir-Rhyne from University of Delaware because of Coach Lance. He's from my hometown, and when I got here, he, put a lot of demands on me. back home without meeting those demands from him, and so my 3 years here was unbelievable, especially on the basketball court. We just, so many memories.
93, you made it to the Elite Eight, and that record you heard 25-7. Was there a turning point in that season that something happened or a game that got you guys turned around in the right direction?
Truly, if my memory serves me right, I think right before Christmas break, we were like 2-3. Played at High Point, and my starting center got pushed into the bleachers, broke his sternum. And I think we all went home, came back, regrouped, and we went on a miraculous run. Went through everybody. So it was, and we just kept it going as far as we could.
You mentioned some people that were instrumental in your success, Coach Lentz and some of your teammates. Who else were big influences in your career here at LR?
All of my coaching staff, every assistant coach that came through made an imprint on me. But I play a team sport, but there's no way I would be here without my teammates, coaches, family. So just about everybody at LR made a good impression on me.
Jeff, it's a pleasure. I'm glad you're in the Hall of Fame. Part of that backcourt, you and Tyrone. Do you have some memories about that? You guys played together for those years? That you can tell us?
He's
in the back.
I know he's here, but he's incognito, so we have some stories, a lot of stories to tell, but it's not to share. not to share. He was a great influence on me. Kept me competitive, but he also kept me, on a direct path. And we got a lot of championships with that, so I'm proud of it. I'm proud of him. He's already a Hall of Famer, and I'm proud to be up here and be a part of the fraternity that we have as Hall of Famers. Thank you.
Jeff Haddock, LR Sports Hall of Fame. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our fifth inductee into the LR Sports Hall of Fame, one of the best student athletes in LR and recent LR football history. Take a look.
Last but not least is Smith Sharpe from football. Sharpe has more tackles than any other player in the 102-year history of Lenoir-Rhyne football. Sharpe's 431 career tackles make him the all-time leader and one of just 2 players to ever record more than 400 tackles in a career. Not surprisingly, Sharpe has 2 seasons where he appears in the top 10 for most tackles in a season. His 163 stops in 1986 ranks second, and his 132 tackles in 1985 is the 10th most in a single season. Sharpe was twice named an all-conference performer in 1985 and 87, and was a 2-time NAIA Academic All-American. He is one of just 4 players in history to be named an Academic All-American twice. Smith also served as a team captain for the 1986 and 87 seasons and helped turn the program from a 1-win team during his freshman season to a 7-4 record as a senior. Sharpe was twice named Defensive Player of the Year in 1985 and 1987.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you LR Hall of Famer Smith Sharpe. Any questions, I'll just say, turn it over to him and let him talk. Congratulations. I'm trying to figure out where to start. Let me start just with the football side of it first.
Okay.
You were part, when you came here, of, I guess you were a 165, 170-pound freshman coming in, but you were part of that. Yeah, you were part of the program that under Coach Perry kind of rebuilt. By the time you left, the program was on the right path.
That's true. I wasn't even recruited by Coach Perry. Actually, I wasn't recruited by anybody. So it's true. I was walk-on. Yeah, it was a hard dig. I mean, coming from not only was it 1-10, but we won the last game. It was 0-10 until we got the 1. Against Catawba. I remember that day. Man, that was a long season. Sure was.
Who are some people, the teammates and coaches, that you'd like to thank for what you accomplished on the field at LR?
Man, there's so many people I would love to thank because nobody gets to be who they are without the influences in their lives. And so obviously my parents, they just taught me how to work hard. Really, they taught me how to work hard. And we had players like Brian Bryson, who was just amazing and dedicated and committed. Somebody like Yancey Thick, who was so much, we were in the same class together. He was so much better player than I was. And I really just emulated him and learned from him. And he was just fantastic. Those guys, the coaches were there, but it was the guys more than anybody else.
How, if you can't kind of put it into words, what kind of impact, or what was the impact that being here for those years have had on you as you pursued kind of your life's work?
Oh, yeah, you mean like at LR itself?
Yes.
Okay. See, I'd never even heard of LR before. I mean, how I even got here was kind of crazy because I was just going around with a friend of mine named Donnie Redmond, and he wanted to play football in college, and I was thinking about it too, and so I was going with him to the tryouts, and I didn't get a scholarship or anything, and I can't even remember what the coach's name was, because there was a coaching changeover between when I was recruited and when I got here. It was a whole different set of people, and Coach called on the phone, and it was on the upstairs phone, and he said, "Hello, I'm Coach whatever from Lenoir-Rhyne College, and you want to come play football for us?" I said, "Well, when do you start?" And he said, "August the 12th. I said, "Okay." And I went downstairs and I told my parents I was going to LR. So that's the way that works. Yeah.
You accomplished a lot, leading tackler, a lot of things on the football field, but I think as impressive on the resume for the Hall of Fame is what you've done in your life's work. If you could kind of speak to that for a few minutes.
In my life's work, you mean the church part? They kind of dovetail in a way, because a lot of the people who are now attending the church are people I knew in college who could not believe that I was actually the pastor of the church. So they came to see what was going on. So God does redeem everything. And in fact, this whole thing in the Hall of Fame, and it's just, for me, it's just a testimony of God's grace once again in my life. In so many ways, I have been just handed the goodness of my wife, my children, my profession, just even being able to be in ministry at all and to know where those gifts are actually coming from, to really have that conviction. It's such a graceful feeling, and it's a humbling feeling, and so I just am very grateful. Even be sitting in this chair in front of you, having this conversation with these great people, and to be, in this fraternity or this class, and to be with these other 5 people who are obviously fantastic athletes, and it's just an honor, but all glory to God as far as I'm concerned.
We'll end it on that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a hand. Hall of Famers, good start. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the newest class of the LR Sports Hall of Fame, as we say, now and forever. Items before we close. There will be a book signing. For those of you that may or may not have heard, there is a new book out on the history, the 100-year history of Lenoir-Rhyne football. Mr. David Stevens, an LR grad, I think 69 LR alum, is out here at the Shaw Plaza. He has books there, a book signing. If you have a few minutes, go over and say hello and pick up a copy. It's, I think, the first authorized book, coffee table book, on the history of LR football. So that is this morning, starting about right now, up until about 1 o'clock. All right? So we close out the ceremony this morning. If you would take a look at your program, and with the help of a recorded version of the LR marching band, we understand now in their 100th year, off and on a few years, but now 100 years of Lenoir-Rhyne's band program. With their help, they deliver this morning's final song. Take a look, listen. Please participate in it.
Dream come true.
I can't.
Fair star of Caroline, a college glorious, a college loved by all, to thee we sing. May she forever shine clear and bright, victorious. To her our song of loyalty we bring. Fling wide the red and black, oh sing aloud her praises. This is the song we sing, Lenoir-Rhyne, to thee. Fair star of Caroline, our alma mater, a college best of all in this broad land. Thou best beloved of every son and every daughter, thy children hail thy name on every hand. Fling wide the red and black, oh sing aloud her praises. This is the song we sing, Lenoir-Rhyne, to thee.
All right, we're going to end it on the fight song. Here we go.